from your news and information leader. This is News Channel 5 at 10.
We didn't deserve this, we don't appreciate it, and we don't support this.
A Murfreesboro business owner is shocked to find a flyer from a white supremacist group on his door. He talked with News Channel 5's Alexander Cohen about his concerns.
They posted a flyer on the door, and according to one of the owners here, it was all caught on camera. Defend America. No more tolerance, no more diversity. This flyer from a white supremacist group was posted on a Murfreesboro business Friday.
I've never heard of them attacking a business like us before. I don't know why they chose us to vandalize, but like I said, we don't appreciate it.
Wayne Graham says it's going to cost over $100 to fix the damaged vinyl.
It was like they intentionally picked the most sticky sticker they could find. You know, it wouldn't just peel off. It took hours of scraping to get it off the door.
After looking up Vanguard America, they are concerned.
We just want everybody to be aware and know that it's here.
Sasha Armstrong says she's never experienced hate like this before.
You see it on TV, and you know, they did have a march here a few months ago, but something happened, they didn't show up.
She's upset that a white supremacist group is probably behind this.
It was just a disgusting situation.
A part of the website says, as white men and women, it is our duty not only to stand against the tempest, but to fight it tooth and nail. Multiple news outlets reported that Vanguard America participated in the Charlottesville protests.
We don't know where they are. We don't know where they came from. We want everybody to know that everyone's welcome here. We don't support that at all.
As a small business owner, Graham wants to make sure his customers know TC's Pawn and Loan had nothing to do with this.
It's just not what we're about. It don't matter what color you are, what nationality, what race, everybody's welcome here at TC's Pawn.
Reporting from Murfreesboro, Alexander Cohen, News Channel 5.
We reached out to Vanguard America for a statement, and they simply said, quote, "We are growing." As of now, the business is not releasing surveillance video from the incident to the public. A Mount Juliet pastor's message on race and religion is reaching millions. Pastor Greg Locke of the Global Vision Bible Church shared some thoughts in a Facebook Live video, which has been viewed more than 13 million times this week. He says an African-American man approached him while he was checking the mail this week and asked him if he would be allowed to attend his church.
We've had a hard time in this area finding a church where we can fit in. We just don't seem to think people want us there. And I'm telling you, that's despicable. You know, the Bible talks about the fact that racism is so evil, it's so wicked. And the fact that that dear gentleman would even have to ask on behalf of himself and his family if a black man can come to a church with a white pastor, that's absolutely disgusting.
Locke goes on to say that any church that discriminates should be shut down. We posted a link to that whole video on the News Channel 5 Facebook page. One person is dead and 2 others are recovering from injuries after a house fire in Nashville. News Channel 5's Brandon Marshall has more on the person who was killed as a family grieves.
Emily, a mother and child are going to sleep tonight without their loved one after a woman dies in that fire. Here's what we know at this time. Around 4, the Nashville Fire Department got a call about a fire and 3 people trapped inside a home on Islanda Court East near Percy Priest Lake. Minutes later, the first crews arrived to rescue 1 adult and a child. We're told the second adult, a woman around 18 years old, had died on scene. Her mother and a child were taken to Vanderbilt University Medical Center as a precaution. The fire chief tells us this was not the outcome crews had wanted.
It takes a toll on the guys, very much so, when they have to rescue people like this.
Investigators are looking into how this fire started. As soon as we learn more information, we'll update you on air as well as online. In the newsroom tonight, Brandon Marshall, News Channel 5.
Brandon, thank you. And this is the second deadly house fire in Middle Tennessee in just 2 days. 1 person was killed and another injured in a house fire in Hendersonville on Friday. There was heavy fire and smoke coming from the home on Elnora Drive when crews arrived. The victims have not been identified and the official cause of the fire has not been released. The search continues for a man police consider to be armed and dangerous. Jose Guzman is wanted for attempted murder, and Laverne police are asking for help tracking him down. Police are not releasing any additional details on his actions or possible victims, but if you see him or if you have any information on his whereabouts, call Laverne police. Well, rain may have put a damper on your weekend plans so far, but will it stick around? Meteorologist Joe King is tracking the latest. And Joe, will we dry out at all tomorrow?
Emily, good evening. Yes, we'll see the end of this line. Here's the look at the Power of 5 radars, and still showers throughout the mid-state. But look at these temperatures. Aren't they nice? Low to mid-50s throughout the metro. And here's the good news. We can see the trailing edge of this from about Clarksville. If you have travels on I-40 headed east tonight, you're going to stay into this rain, but we're seeing some dry pockets southeast of Columbia, even here in Nashville, light rain, but starting to trickle down towards the Clarksville area. This system is headed from the west to the east, so in the metro Nashville, rain is really starting to back off a bit. We'll talk about a timeline on it moving through, and Emily, colder temperatures are going to return soon.
All right, Joe, thank you. Well, transit solutions are becoming hot topics in Nashville, and those not in support of Mayor Megan Barry's transit plan gather to listen to an alternative option. The Beacon Center of Tennessee hosted the event, and speakers argued the plan wouldn't be worth the cost. Some in attendance said self-driving cars would be more effective than a light rail. Mayor Megan Barry hopes voters will approve tax increases to pay for a $5.4 billion transit plan that includes a light rail and bus improvements. But many at the meeting aren't sold on the idea.
We shouldn't be spending government money on stupid projects to make politicians look good. And I think that that is largely what this is.
But supporters of the mayor's plan were not impressed by the proposed alternative. They say they are still hoping for real solutions to a growing problem. 2 teenagers killed in the hallway of their Kentucky high school will be laid to rest tomorrow. Preston Cope and Bailey Holt were killed by a classmate Friday morning. 2 family, friends, and the community came together tonight for visitations. 18 other students were hurt in the shooting. Of the 6 victims transported to Vanderbilt University Medical Center, only 1 remains in the hospital tonight. Bailey's aunt says her family is thankful for the support and love from the community and from strangers from other parts of the country.
We just received received a drawing today from someone. No one knows this person, but he did this artwork of Bailey, and this is something that we'll treasure forever. So I hope he's watching, and I hope he knows that this means the world to us. Preston and Bailey were in kindergarten.
They were in kindergarten.
Right beside each other, and so they started school together, and then they ended school together.
Bailey's funeral is tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and Preston's will follow at 3. Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin announced tomorrow, Sunday, January 28th, will be a day of prayer in Marshall County. He signed a proclamation yesterday along with law enforcement, local leaders, and Bailey Holt's family members. The governor has continued to show his support for Marshall County and says the state will be praying for them through these dark moments. A group of teenagers spent the morning working to solve a challenge that many in the community face. A look at what can be done to make sure all Nashvillians have access to healthy food.
The countdown is on to music's biggest night. I'm Nikki Batiste at Madison Square Garden with a look at some of this year's Grammy nominees.
Join the conversation. Connect with News Channel 5 on Facebook.